picture that you just took, that's where he was standing in the balcony, and that's just how a lot of people were in their numbers to hear what he had to say from the same building. It was so much. Okay, so this is just an exhibition, and then we have a timeline there with a number of political leaders, and put this in a frame for the most part because we had to spend the whole time here, and we might as well.
I know.
The whole,
Exactly.
yeah.
We have museums like that too, the
Yeah.
Black History museums.
Most of his life was in Johannesburg, so for one to really get the full understanding or to see some of the areas where he went or how he lived his life would be to visit Johannesburg. If you do yourself that favor, you're going to enjoy it more.
We're thinking about going.
Yeah. And this story is mostly about Cape Town. Hot meals. Still get your food sisters, get fashion, Cape Town style. That's the Cape that's on the photo right there. We all learn about Mandela, but this is one of the men who was destroyed by the apartheid system in the very extreme and worst manner. They separated him in Robben Island to isolate him completely, and we all know that human beings cannot survive once you are isolated and locked out. They put him in a house where he had security 24/7, just not to interact with other prisoners. He almost lost his mind by the time they really managed to break him down, but he held on, and yeah, it was ugly because nobody can survive something like that. That's why he wrote the book to read about his story. The book he called How a Man Can Die Better. Yeah. When you visit Robben Island, you will see that space which they kept him in. Robert Sobuk, his name is Mangaliso Robert Sobuk. Very dangerous man in the apartheid system. They didn't like him because he was quite influential. So that's why they decided to try and break him down. Some of the letters his wife wrote to him when he was in Robben Island, and they used to black out some of the areas. So this was about Robben Island. A very beautiful view at the Vienna waterfront before jetting out to Robben Island.
What language was she writing in? What language was she using? Dutch?
No. They used to communicate. Oh, yeah, they did use local languages to try and not get them to understand. Most of it would be in local languages, either Tswana and Dutch was their language they tried to avoid for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah. Because at first she was innocent, she was using English, not knowing that they would read and then deny him to.
Oh, okay.
Another figure which they were not so pleased with is Stephen Bantu Biko. Very influential also. We don't hear a lot about him, but I would say rather read his book, Cry the Beloved Freedom. Yeah.
Okay.
Cry Freedom. I remember Denzel Washington came to South Africa to portray his role in the movie Cry Freedom.
Okay. I think I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Stephen Bantu Biko.
Wow.
Whites only, it's still wrong. So this is Emeritus Desmond Tutu, whom I've been trying to get you to see if you remember or if you know. That's Desmond
I remember
Tutu.
Desmond Tutu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's him. That's the gentleman I was talking about. Emeritus. He
We
also
do
got the
remember.
Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. He's from the Northwest Pacific, mostly in Johannesburg. At some point, Mandela got his properties in the same state of Villa. The first black doctor in South Africa. That's the reason why Dr. Wenders.
There is a certain message of line between the decision to release and the actual release of prisoners
And this is the guy that mostly that's the guy that mostly was the guard for Nelson Mandela. They assigned him to,
the
to
guard.
Mandela, and he got interviews as to after he was released, and there's some things he did, but Mandela forgave them all in any case.
Forgiving, very forgiving people.
Yeah. Progress that South Africa needed, healing that South Africa needed. The people, this has been going on for such a long time.
people
Almost
serving
500
prison
years.
sentences merely because
It
they were
became
members
brutal
of
only
one
from
of these
1948 when apartheid
or
came
because they
into
committed
law.
another offense
And
which
that
was
is why
merely
you
an
can't
offense
understand
because
this
of
man
religion.
who released Nelson Mandela was not supposed to be in prison in the first place, but he got to share the Nobel Peace Prize with Nelson Mandela.
He did. He shared it with
Yeah,
Because he released
him a Nobel Peace Prize to say that it is he released Nelson Mandela. He was not supposed to be in prison or anything. And he did, if you read The Long Walk to Freedom, the Mandela book, you will learn about the things that he made mention of, which he was responsible for some of the other things he did. Because they would negotiate, and he believed that at least they've reached an agreement, but he would go and do stuff that is the opposite. At the time, they feared that they were trying to get black people not to vote, trying to instill fear in people, but it didn't work. In the end, people went in numbers, casted their votes. You can see how people were trying to get as close to Nelson Mandela. Then that's why he took the photos. And that nothing. And then this sign used to be on the Grand Parade, where we have parked. This location, Grand Parade. That's it. You see just how many people are in their numbers there. That's in power. No cars could be through. Now that is we come to the question. The main vote we moved out of the prison and got out of the camp to greet people for the first time. It was such a media frenzy there. Every newspaper from around the globe, they wanted to be the first to capture his image, now that they were going to make a lot of money out of it.
Exactly. That is why.
And from there, the movement walked to this building just outside. That's where it got that crazy.
Yeah.
Steps the government has taken. It has proven its ruthless
This this country still healing. Only 10 years this year of our democracy. We still try to find people are still subjected to deciding not to say I'm buying it, but to say thank you for this. So that we can get a decent amount of things to benefit citizens, especially the people. But no, the ones that came for the same, when they were asking